Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ouija Warriors. Yes, we are back. Oh, well, it's been a hard year, hasn't it? So much to go on about, so much to talk about, but you're here, I hope, to talk about Eurovision. And we have such a final in prospect tomorrow evening in Malmo, Sweden. We've got plenty to talk about, but before I do that, I've got to bring back my good friend and our resident Euro buff. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that man again. It's Reefer Dice.
Hey! Hello. Oh, thank you.
Right, I should say this is the first time we've ever done this live, and that's why we've got no sound effects or anything fancy about that, and that's why the banner's still on the bottom of the screen, because I have to control all this myself. That's better, isn't it? So hopefully we'll get people joining us along. This is being broadcast on the Ouija Warriors channel on YouTube. It is also being simulcast on the Ginger Ale Comedy Twitch stream, because that's terribly modern in these days. So, Ray, how's it going?
No bad. Looking forward to tomorrow's big grand finale.
Fantastic. Oh, so how have you found it so far? Obviously, we've had the semi-finals on the Tuesday, the 7th, and Thursday, the 9th. Have you been enjoying it?
Yep. The good thing is a lot of my favourites got through, so I'm happy with that. I prefer, in terms of the results, semi-final 1 results were better. Semi-final 2 yesterday, results were a bit crazy, but we'll talk about them later. So,
yeah, absolutely. Right, so the way this is going to work is we're going to sort of take you through all 37 of the participants in Eurovision this year. Obviously, we've already had the first and second semi-finals, and some acts have already been eliminated, but we wanted to give everybody sort of a fair shout at it. Plus, there might be people who have not been able to watch the semi-finals yet. They are available on iPlayer and BBC iPlayer in this country, and various other media players wherever you get your broadcasts. So we urge you to check that out. If you want to remain pure and check out all the 37 songs back as they used to do back in the good old days, we're perfectly happy to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it a bit like the football. If you don't want to know who qualified, look away now. Oh, how about that? Technology in action. While people are looking away, I'd just like to go away from Eurovision for a moment. Before we did the live broadcast, myself and Ray received some sad news from the world of stand-up comedy. In case you're just tuning into us for the first time, myself and Ray have been in stand-up comedy gigs and festivals in Scotland for quite a few years now. I think collectively probably more than nearly 3 decades between us, I'd say, Ray. And during that time, we've met a lot of great people who've really sort of inspired us to do comedy and through. One of them was a guy who's been in Glasgow comedy from the very early ages, who sadly passed away today, the great Stu Hu. So while with stuff's listening in the stream, I'd just like to sort of take a moment to just say rest in peace to Stu. He will be missed. He was an absolute comedy great, and it's absolutely sort of gutting that he's no longer with us. Ray, I don't know if you want to add anything.
When I first started out in comedy back in, I think it was 2010.
Rick,
I remember.
Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? Hello? Oh. I just... Have we lost me?
Police there. Ray, I think we've got you back now.
Yeah, I'm here. So yeah, got a very bad connection. I've just
Ray, can you hear me?
yeah, I've just moved my laptop a little bit.
Fantastic.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just wanted to say, yeah, when I
Okay.
first started out in stand up. Oh, hello. Have I frozen again? Hello?
I think we've lost Ray again there.
No, I'm here.
Oh.
I'm here.
Ray, can you hear me?
I'm here. Can you hear me? Oh.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I think. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Apologies again for the technical delays. Obviously, there's some transmission issues. Right, we'll just sort of start that bit again. So the semi-final, whoever the winners from the semi-finals from the first and second are being shown at the bottom of the page. If you don't want to know the result, please do look away from the screen. We're just talking about our dear departed friend Stu, who sadly we sort of received the news just before broadcast that he's sadly no longer with us. Ray, I think you were in the middle of sort of talking about him before we got cut off there.
Yeah, just wanted to say when I first started out in comedy, it was about 2010. He was part of a team that helped me. We did a weekend comedy course, and yeah, he helped me out, gave me some good pointers on starting out in comedy, and it was very he was very constructive in his feedback, and yes, I'll forever be grateful for the advice he gave me during that time.
Yeah, he's a very, very sort of grand man. He will be sadly missed. R.I.P. Stu. Right. Could think of no more fitting tribute that we went into technical difficulties when we done that. I'm sure he's laughing down at that. Okay, let's get back to it. So, as I say, we're going to talk about the Eurovision finalists. We had 37 entries this year from the length and breadth of Europe and also Australia, but obviously we'll come on to that. I think we'll go through them in alphabetical order this time. So that means we start with Albania, and here's where I get in all the complaints about pronouncing these wrong. The artist was Bessa, and the song was Titan. So, Ray, what did you think of Albania?
It was I mean, it was when I first watched it, I remember very slow, very calming, and then it sort of had a little bit of a speed up at the end. And I thought, oh, that's a bit unusual. Why are you leaving the speeding up to like the last 30 seconds of the song? But the song itself was all right. When she performed it yesterday, she did a good job. She hit all the right notes. But I just don't think it was strong enough for the contest. It was very overshadowed by a lot of other strong performers. So it's one of those very middle ground entries for me.
Interesting. Okay, we'll move on to Armenia and Ladniva with Jacko. Now, got to admit, this song grew me a bit as I continue to watch it. It's definitely one of the more folky entries, but it's not without its charm, I don't think.
Yeah, I thought it was a really happy song, and it was nice. It was nice to hear. I actually felt like it was an Armenian song rather than a song sung by an artist from Armenia. So I felt like it had like a bit of Armenian culture in it, and obviously singing in the Armenian language as well. and it was very happy. It kind of reminded me a little bit of a sort of Armenian stylized span, that sort of folky way of sort of
Oh,
jumping around, and so it was a really happy song, and it was really jovial. So yeah, I quite liked it, and yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by it.
excellent. Okay, we move on to Australia, which always begs the question: Australia in the Eurovision, how's that work? But yeah, they've been there for a number of years now, so get used to it. And it was Electric Fields with One Milkali
Yeah,
brackets One Blood, sung in English and native Aborigine, I believe, Aboriginal language, I believe.
yeah.
What did you think, Free?
Um, when the music video to itself was very plain and boring. It was just the two of them sort of doing nothing together and just having words random. So the music video was a bit boring, but when they got to the stage, I thought they really put a lot of effort into it. Particularly they finally brought some Australian Aboriginal culture to with a guy was like dressed in Aboriginal outfits, and he brought a didgeridoo to play. So um, that was a nice touch. Um, and then yeah, it was one of those songs that was kind of okay, but it really came alive when it was on stage.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, we move on to Austria and Colleen with We Will Rave, although I must admit she definitely sung We Will Rave, so it's definitely about college
Will
here.
me? Ah,
I thought it was quite a banger. Like I say,
yeah,
I do like me. I do like me proper dance tracks, and this was definitely one of those.
yeah. Very much sort of late 90s, early 2000s club tune. Um, and I love the lyrics of the "We'll rum dee dum dum da we will rave."
Really?
Yeah, I love that bit of onomatopoeic kind of thing. So it was a banger, and she did a good job live. One of those like at the end of the contest, I can see myself listening to that a lot. Um, and
Not just
yeah,
because they mention your name all the time throughout it.
oh well, yeah, there's that, yeah. But it's a banger, and I think it'll do so. It's one of those that'll probably do better with the public tomorrow rather than the juries.
That's fair enough. All
Yeah.
right, we'll move on. Azerbaijan had Fari featuring Ilkin Dovlatov and Uzluna Apar, again sung in English and Azerbaijani. What do you think about the Azerbaijan entry?
Um, it was that's the first. This is the first year they've actually sung a song with Azerbaijani lyrics, which was a nice touch.
Hmm.
There's been a lot of that this year of people singing in like completely or in part in their native language. So I'm liking that this year.
Yeah, I mean, it always seems to be sort of people either openly complain that everybody either sings in English or like only seems to be like France or um, sort of one of the big five that insist on singing their own language. So yeah, it's good that it's sort of opening up to that. I think it's a bit more fun.
Yeah. Um, so it was nice to hear that, and um, the live performance. There wasn't much going on, but I still thought it was quite a nice song. Um, it was almost kind of soothing in a way that some parts kind of the sort of vocal thing he did, especially the other guy, did a lot of like weird vocal things, which I'm assuming is sort of kind of feels like sort of like it is like sort of traditional Azerbaijani singing.
Yeah,
So they brought a bit of that to it, and yeah, it was a nice touch.
yeah, it's quite good. Okay, next we've got Belgium and Musti and Before the Party's Over. Got to admit, this was a bit of a nice surprise. I thought it was just going to be another one of these sort of solo artists who sort of belts out a power ballad, but I generally quite like the Belgian entry this year.
Mm. I was a bit underwhelmed by it. Um, it's it's one of these that took me a few listens to sort of get my head around it. And then I just, I don't know, I just feel like it was lacking something. And then when he was live, excuse me, when he was live, he sounded a little bit off. So yeah, this might be one of the few that we kind of disagree with, because I didn't hate it. I just there was better songs this year.
Fair enough.
I wasn't
Okay.
a big fan.
Next one, Croatia. One of the favourites, Baby Lasagna and Rim Tim Taggy Dim. Got him, that
Lucky
was
Tim.
quite good. I'd say
Yeah,
strong contender, I think.
Yeah, this is one of the favourites, and if from the two favourites, this would be the one I'd be most happy to see win.
Yeah, me too.
It's an absolute banger. He gets the crowd going. It's catchy as hell. And yeah, just I think everyone's going to be singing "Rim Tim Tim Tickety Dim Dim." It's got that. That is the main hook of that "Rim Tim Tickety Dim Dim" bit.
Yeah, definitely.
The guy's really charismatic. So
yeah, no, can't wholeheartedly agree. I would like to see that one win the contest. Okay, move on to Croatia. Sorry, we've done Croatia. Move on to Cyprus and Celia Capsis and Liar. Again, it's just maybe one of these ones that sort of it's there, but
it was,
there's so many just sort of female solo singers who do power ballads, I think, and it just sort of goes into the noise quite a bit half the time.
Yeah. Plus, Cyprus seems to have started this trend of women and then four other dancers, and then just giving it all the hair flicking. And ever since Cyprus did Fuego, because that did so well for them, and they just seem to be repeating that formula. It's kind of like, okay, it worked for you, but it's kind of getting a bit hack now.
That's true.
The song itself was kind of just nothing special.
Yeah. Move on to Czechia, Aiko and Pedestal.
Yeah. So yeah, this was. Can I say it was a spoiler alert? It was one of the ones that didn't qualify yesterday, and I was really disappointed with it.
Only because I'm drinking Czech lager today, because would have saved it for the final otherwise. So yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, I was really sad this didn't win, because it was really it was very reminiscent of that sort of mid to late 90s sort of indie grunge rocky sort of angry feminist female sort of, you know what I mean. When I did my reaction video, I compared it to Republica.
Yeah.
Which somebody agreed with me when I said that. So, but yeah, that kind of style of, shouty woman with a strong message of, self-love. And I thought this was actually a banger. I thought this would have qualified.
Yeah, true.
So I was a bit sad when it didn't.
Okay, we'll move on to Denmark. Saba and Sand. Oh, back to power ballads again. Oh, I just couldn't get myself to like this.
It was. I mean, I liked it, but I can kind of see why some people wouldn't have, because it was very. It was a bit too simplistic with her staging, because she was like on her own in the middle of the stage, and just she was giving it all the hand movements and sort of, because the song was called Sand, she was like flicking sand everywhere. Good effort to whoever cleaned that up before that. That's maybe why she didn't. That's maybe why she didn't qualify, because they didn't want to clean the sand up after her performance the next day. But I mean, I personally quite liked it, and I thought as another one that I thought should have qualified, only because some of the qualifiers yesterday I didn't like, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So what, we'll take a little bit of a break there. Just to let people know, we are live on the Ouija Warriors YouTube channel, and this should also be being streamed live on Twitch. Feel free to leave a comment in either one. If you're watching this live in either one of these boxes, we do get them into the streaming service. Feel free to comment anything you like. We'll try and respond to it as much as we can as we go through the broadcast. Still coming up, we've got Ray's entry in the dreaded Who Firm Eurovision quiz. More on that later. Right, we'll move on to Estonia. Oh, Ray. Right. And I've got to say the name as well.
Well, good luck.
So it was 5 minutes and pull up with Nandas Narcotic Modes Altit Miktil Medagi. Thank you. Thank you very much. So Ray, you weren't a big fan of this.
No, I thought it was appalling. That stage version just looked like 6 drunk guys in a pub just getting up, doing like dad dancing, and the song itself was just it was a mess. Honestly, the only interesting thing about that is how long the title is. Apparently, it's one of the longest titles of a Eurovision song ever.
I can quite believe that. Oh dear. I've got to admit, I did kind of peg it to do a bit further, because that's kind of what I think. It's one of those songs that people will vote that over not hearing a 19th power ballad again.
Yeah, it's got this. Yeah, but it probably did qualify on its quirkiness factor alone.
That's true. Okay, yeah. Let's move on before we get to to another, what shall we say, novelty act. Finland and Windows 95 man with no rules.
Yeah. Excuse me. What did you think? I remember when it first came, you were messaging me, "Oh, watch it."
Who could get the biggest computer pun in first and foremost, which was quite good.
Yeah.
Right. Right. I'm just going to stop there for a little bit because I believe we have a special guest joining us.
Oh. Hello.
Hello.
Right. Can anyone hear me?
Ladies and gentlemen,
I can hear
please
you,
welcome my co-host from the Ginger Games board, that fantastic antiquated podcast, and indeed my wife, Debbie Stephen. Hey.
That's a very nice intro for Ray.
I did give an intro for Ray.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Ray. How you been?
Not bad. Haven't seen you for a wee while. How are you doing?
Believe it or not, I was actually outside gardening because one of my flowers is dying. But I am back here to try and get some Euroed up.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm here in the flesh for a change.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just about to talk about Finland, so.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to admit, I've not watched the semi-finals because I've actually enjoyed watching it live on a Saturday night and see who got in, and then afterwards watch the possibles that could have been in.
Okay, right. I'll try not.
No, it's fine. I've heard a few things already, like the Irish goth pixie gremlin thing.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one later. Yeah.
Right. So I'm here to put in some input. I'm looking forward to seeing it live tomorrow night.
Yep.
Cool. So as I say, we're just discussing No Rules by Windows 95 Man, which is the entry for Finland. Nothing to say other than tight denim and fireworks, and mean Ray's pointless competition to make blue screen of death puns as quickly as possible.
I suppose I was going to be like a dial-up tone-up as well.
Yeah.
And ironically, we've just seen a blue screen of death on our feed as we talked about it. So even the internet's not wanting to support it.
That's it. It's done. Finland's going to win. That's it.
Right. But yeah, that was it'll be the blonde guy in the big denim patches. He does a lot of the heavy lifting of that song. Even though the other guy is going absolutely mad and like looking around like he's got no pants on. And then spoiler alert, puts pants on with the big sparks. Yeah. It's one of those, the show the spectacle of the staging is better than the song. Or what I'd like to call nice performance, shame about the song kind of entry.
Don't you find that some of the songs, especially from those Scandinavian countries, have
all right? We'll move on.
Key names? Because the reason I mentioned this is that the Wolf Ate by Banana from Norway song came on radio too this morning, and I'm like, Finland, Norway, and Sweden, they've always had really quirky like stage names. Like, was it Lordi, the one in Finland that won a few years back?
Oh yeah, for Finland.
Yeah, for Finland. It just seems to be like a known common thing in Scandinavia. Who has the wackiest name to put on?
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris, I interrupted you.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, I think Finland are definitely the wild card of the contest, but they nearly won it last year with Cha Cha Cha, so hopefully they'll get back there soon. Okay, we'll move on to France first.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead, Ray.
I was just going to say, Kari, the guy from last year's he's going to be the spokesperson for Finland this year, giving out the scores. So, so him and Joanna Lumley is the scoreboard. That's going to be awesome scoring. So
Joanna Lumley, fantastic!
Joanna Lumley's going to be our spokesperson. That's fantastic.
Yeah, 12 points to the troll bitch from hell.
Hello, sweetie darling. Oh yeah, so I just absolutely love to say like.
Yeah, let's all just do a bad Joanna Lumley impressions now. Yeah.
No, it's going to be absolutely fabulous. Anyway, moving on. Oh, lost her one viewer. What a shame. Right. Okay, moving on to France. This is one of the big five, of course, so where they go to the final by default, whatever happens. Although one thing I do like about the semi-finals this year is that they did the performances of the big five and the host, which you wouldn't normally see. They usually wait until the Saturday to do that. So we did get to see France, Germany, Italy, Spain, the UK, and Sweden's performances ahead of time, which was really good. So France have got Slimani and Mon Amour. Again, quite likable. Like I say, not sure about the get-up. As I tweeted it, Drew, it's he's obviously gone to Chanel's Beekeeper range.
Yeah. Le garde de bay, I think it's beekeeper in French. Anyway, sorry, I'm just showing off now.
Yeah. Literally the guard of bees in French. There you go.
Something like that. I'll need to double check that, so don't quote me on that.
Yeah. I think France is one of the few countries that does like to sing in their own native language. It's same with Italy as well. They like in the past they tend to do that. I've not known any other countries that tend to do that on a more regular basis. Most of the time, speak the
English. Discussing this earlier on. It seems to be quite the thing that a lot of the acts this year are speaking in their own language. So we've already mentioned that Armenia did their own language this year. Australia did original Aboriginal language. Azerbaijan did part of the song in Azerbaijani. Estonian, Greek, Hebrew, Italian, Lithuanian, Dutch. They're all represented this year. So
excellent. Do it more often,
which is good.
Yeah. Yep.
Of course, France have always sung in their own language, and that's just been an end to it.
There's one song I liked about there is a voila, 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 voila.
Yeah. That's my favorite French one. Voila, very nearly won that year.
That's
they were just trumped by Måneskin but they were, to be honest, Italy or France could have won that year, and I'd have been that checks out. They were both really, really good for different reasons, but they're both good.
So, is this a chance for France to win this year? Was there one?
Not sure. I think there's stronger competition available. So.
I think this is probably one that's going to do better with juries, because juries love a power ballad and they love someone who can like really belt out good notes, and this guy can really belt out a good note. You probably you saw sort of near the end of the song, he put his microphone on the stand, stood well back, and projected his voice, but you can still hear it being picked up because he was projecting that loudly. So it's going to be one of those ones. If he does well, it'll be on the power of his voice.
So if he may not win, definitely top 10 then?
Definitely, possibly top 10 with the juries. I don't know how we'll do with the public, though.
Yeah, see what happens.
Yeah.
Right. Almost press on. Georgia next, and Nutsa Buzaladze with Firefighter, or as I like to call it, Fuego Part 2.
Yeah.
It's literally the same song.
Well, I'll be honest, I preferred this one to Fuego. I'm going to say something controversial. I didn't like Fuego, but that's all I'm going to say about that.
Right. Literally the first song we heard this year, mate.
Yeah, I know. It was just like, oh, this again. No, I just found it very overrated. It was anyway, but I'm not here to talk about Fuego. We're here to talk about Firefighter.
No, I thought it was just derivative of that, and they went, okay, that's worked before, I'll do that. And like I say, I wish the woman who sung Sand came on and put her out.
Yeah. It was. I mean,
I tweeted that live when the second semi-final was on. That deserved more, mate.
The only thing I will say, I'm happy that it basically ended Georgia's run of bad luck, because they hadn't qualified for the last 6 or 7 years.
I will give them that. They at least sort of went for a song that actually worked and they qualified. Sorry, Deb, spoiler alert.
Yeah, so sorry. Yeah, sorry.
No, listen, it's fine, because like I've already been told a bit about different acts, so it's fine. I look forward to see the live performances. Just think, has Georgia ever won Eurovision in the past?
No.
So
again, possibly with a chance. It is a strong song. I will give it that. But like I say, I think I don't like the whole mentality of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Do the same song, repeat. So but second,
Georgia, the highest Georgia have come. They finished 8th in 2015 with Warrior by Nina Sublati, which famously,
that was a good song.
Yeah, it was.
That song, so.
Famously, too much dry ice in the live performance, but she carried on regardless because she's a warrior. Yeah.
Anyway, you go.
Yeah, there you go.
That's from 9 years ago.
All right, we'll move on to another one of the big five, Germany and Isaac with Always on the Run.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Germany haven't done well in recent years. I thought it was all right. It wasn't award-winning, but still, I think they've deserved more in past times. So I'd like to see them do at least have a good showing for once this year.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Their last 3 have come last place, and they've been completely undeserved. And I really hope.
Yeah,
I'm just hoping he doesn't come last this year. But I would actually like to. I actually really quite like this song because he's got a good voice. He's got good vocals. Staging was a bit weird, of like sitting on a couch with a oil drum and fire, and then there was a lot of fire everywhere. And then sort of near the end of the song, the flame went out, and it was weird to like have all the fire in the beginning of the song, and when he.
I tell you, it was that sound lady from Denmark. Somebody needs to stop her, right?
That's it, yeah.
I think, to my recollection, the last time
I'm not letting that go. Never.
Like 6-7 years ago, I think it is. There was a guy that had a lot of like black and white in the background. It was like, almost like a ripple effect.
Yeah, that was. It
was a curly-haired guy.
Yeah, that was 2018. Michael Schulte, You Let Me Walk Alone.
That's the one. I think that's the highest
that
in recent years.
Yeah, that's the best they've done since they won in 2010. And since then, they kind of floundered, and then they shot back up for that one. He ended up finishing 4th that year. But yeah, it was a good one. That one was really sweet. It was a tribute to his late dad. That one.
Yeah.
This year I'm just hoping, like, not last, but I'd personally quite like to see it in the top 10. But that's just me, because I think the guy's got good vocal power.
I think that could be like a fan favorite thing, because, like you said, like if there were like a top 10 possibly for the jury and top 10 possibly for the fans, that one could possibly be for the fans.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
All right. We'll need to move on. Our next is Greece and Marina Sati and Zari. Again, fully in Greek, this one. And gotta admit, I did quite like this one. It's not my favourite by any means, but it's still one that I've
Ray's face.
I wasn't
not fun.
No, I found it quite messy. I mean, I should have liked it because sung in Greek. She included a lot of Greek instruments and some Greek dancing, but it was very messy and disorganized, especially that instrumental bit. It honestly sounded. The sound of it reminded me of loading up an old Commodore 64 game.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So not a favorite.
A blue bottle on a moped.
Fair enough.
All
right. What we're going to do, we'll take a break there. Although not an actual break because we're not monetized. Although, please, YouTube, come on, please.
Should we think of something to advertise?
I'll find something.
I knew Kunzel juice, fresh from the tap.
I would say that, Ray. You live next to you live in Leith, mate. Right?
I don't live in Leith anymore.
Right. What we're going to do is we're going to do the first of or two rounds of our what I'm optimistically calling the Who Firm Eurovision quiz. Now, the way this works, the reason we're doing it is this. Obviously, Eurovision this year is happening on Saturday, but it shares quite a lot of different events because not only is there a Celtic v Rangers Old Firm Derby, which is big news here in Scotland, of course, but it's also the premiere of season 1 of Doctor Who, which I'm very, very excited about. So, in order to do this lethal legacy, I've come up with a little quiz. Originally, I was hoping to get 3 participants representing football, Doctor Who, and Eurovision, but I've had to settle for head-to-head with Ginger Media Limited's resident experts. I've already spoken to John Carruthers and done the part of the quiz with him. We've got that sort of taped up. We did that earlier on the week. That will follow on these channels following this broadcast. We're just sort of getting that packaged and put in, so we'll be able to find out how John. You'll be able to find out how John did on the Ouija Word channels and Twitch shortly after this. However, Ray is now in the hot seat. Now, obviously, Ray's Eurovision knowledge. I think he's frozen in fear.
No, I'm here.
Is he in spirit?
I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you. Your image has stopped.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, hopefully it's stopped now.
You look quite pensive, which would be quite handy for the quiz, to be brutally honest.
All right. I still frozen.
Yeah, sounds like big.
Okay, right.
Okay. While Ray's getting his vision sorted out, I'll sort of talk through what we'll do with the quiz. The quiz is in 2 rounds. First is what I'm calling the Who Firm or Vision, which I'll explain in a second. And the second is also called the second round is called What's Another Year. So we're going to do the first round first once Ray gets back to vision status.
I'm here.
He is here. Don't worry. You can carry on.
Is it still frozen?
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll try giving you. We'll try giving your picture a bit of a kick, see if that does it.
Okay.
Oh, now we've lost the picture. It's really 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
As long as we can hear him, that's the main thing.
Yeah, that's true. This better not be because you've got Wikipedia in front of you, Ray, by the way.
I promise you nothing like that.
Yet.
Okay.
Even though it would probably help me with the firm, but anyway, so yeah.
Right. Okay, so first one is who. The first round is who, firm, or vision. Now, what's going to happen is I've got 15 men's names which will come up on the screen. You either need to tell me whether they are a Doctor Who character, a Old Firm player who scored more than 10 goals in Old Firm matches during their career, or a Eurovision winner.
Okay.
And obviously, you're going to be really good at one of those three, but you're going to be less.
Probably, yeah. Oh, Chris, you're muted.
It's funny, even though he's muted, I can technically still hear him upstairs.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Oh. This really is technical difficulty in matching. Okay. All right, Ray. So
here we go.
Okay. You should be able to see these on the screen. So we'll just listen out for your answer. We'll start off nice and easy. So our first name is Mickey Smith.
Doctor Who, wasn't he?
He was. That's correct. He was the companion from Rose onwards, played by Noel Clarke. Okay, next one. Henrik Larsson.
Oh, yeah. He was correct. The Celtic player who used to have played the dreadlocks, isn't he?
That's correct. He scored 15 goals in Old Firm matches for Celtic during his career.
Fuck, I know a football
Swedish.
Hey!
And of course, Swedish, which ties into our theme of Eurovision. Next,
yep.
Alexander Rybak.
That's Eurovision. Won for Norway with the biggest score, 386 points, I think.
Yep.
In 2000.
Just for fun, can you tell me the year? I think he was going to say 2009 there, so yeah.
Yes, 2009.
Oh. Yeah. Right. Here's where it gets difficult.
Okay.
Howie Spragg or Sprigg.
That's a cracking name, by the way.
Is he Doctor Who?
He is. He's a character in The God Complex, a Matt Smith serial, also starring David Walliams.
Right.
Jimmy Duncanson.
That sounds like a football player name. So Firm.
You go for Old Firm?
Yep.
Okay. You're right. He scored 16 goals for Rangers in Old Firm matches during his career.
Okay.
Next, Sandy McMahon.
That sounds like another Firm footballer.
Are you going for Old Firm?
Might as well.
Okay. Again, correct. You got it all right so far. 22 goals for Celtic during his career in Old Firm matches. Dima Bilan.
Yep, he's Eurovision, won for Russia in 2008.
Perfect answer. Well done. Right. Here's where it gets tricky, I hope. Jeremy Carstairs.
Firm?
Wrong. It's Doctor Who. He was in the he was in the Patrick Troughton serial The War Games. He's Sergeant Jeremy Carstairs.
Okay.
Andre Claveau.
Who?
Eurovision. Oh, Ray.
Really?
He won for France in 1958.
Oh, yeah.
My
knowledge in the 50s is a bit patchy.
No. Excuses are coming out now. Come on, mate. Need more than that. Tutu Tugno.
Before Måneskin, yeah, he's Eurovision because he was the last guy to win for Italy before Måneskin. I think it was about 90. Yep.
Yeah. Quite correct. One for Italy in 1990. Okay, moving on. 5 more to come. John Campbell.
Firm. It's too plain for Doctor Who.
Correct. He scored 10 goals in Old Firm matches for Celtic.
Tell you what, right? For someone who doesn't know much about football, you did really well.
Yeah.
Well, that name just sounded too. Yeah,
too plain. Too plain to be anything else.
Too plain for Doctor Who and.
Okay, let's move on. John McPherson.
Is he the cousin to Ewan McPherson?
I'll say Firm.
Correct. Scored 17 goals for Rangers in Old Firm matches.
Right.
Okay. Corey Broken.
Broken. That's Eurovision. I think he represented Austria. Yep. I can't remember which year. And he's one of the early winners.
He actually represented the Netherlands in 1957.
Okay. I knew it was Eurovision, so.
Eurovision winner he was, I'll give you that. Okay, couple left now. Alex Klein.
Who?
He is Doctor Who. Well done. It was a character in the Christmas Invasion, the first serial starring David Tennant proper as the Doctor, and played by Adam Garcia.
Ah, right.
Okay, and finally, Alex Venters.
I'm going to say Firm.
Is that your final answer? Is something I'm legally not allowed to say?
Yeah. Yes, that's my final answer.
I don't know why Ringo Starr's doing it, but you are correct. Yes, Alex Venters played for the Old Firm. He scored 16 goals in Old Firm matches for Rangers during his tenure. Right, at the end of that, Ray, you've got an impressive 13 out of 15. Well done.
Look at you.
Nice. Right. Should I just switch the light on so you can see me better? So there we go. There we go.
Well, again, we can't see it all at the moment, Ray. I don't know if you want to try rebooting your connection a bit, just to see if that does.
Okay, right. All right, I'll just refresh.
All right,
back in a second.
Okay, no worries.
Okay, no worries. Right. Okay, so while Ray's come back, I'll just reiterate. So we are live on the Ouija Warriors channel on YouTube, and also should be streaming live on the Ginger Ale Comedy Twitch feed. Feel free to message in with your comments and suggestions. If we get any, we might read them out.
Don't forget, Chris, you got your wee thing still up.
I beg your pardon. Alex Venters, yes.
Yeah. What earth do you think that was meaning then?
I will reiterate at this point, we're truly completely partisan and not supporting anything, and we hope that the Old Firm match will be absolutely fantastic on Saturday.
We hope that whatever team you want to win wins.
Yes.
And I do realise that we know that only one team can win unless it's a draw. Even the dogs outside agree with that. You just get them barking.
Yes, indeed. Which leads us quite good into our second round, which is called What's Another Year, but I'll get onto that once Ray rejoins the channel. Meanwhile, we'll need to go back to our review of the acts, and the dogs are going mental outside for it, so at least it's nice to get some audience.
Yeah.
Right.
Just let everyone know as well that the reason that both Chris and I are here in dogs is that we both live in the same house. And yes, we're married. We're not roommates.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe.
We got Ray back.
Yay!
Hey! And can you see me moving now?
I'm
not
frozen again.
No, it doesn't work.
Okay.
Right. Cool. Right, let's get back onto our competitors list. So where did we leave off? Yes, our next one was Iceland and Hera Bjork, presumably no relation to the other one, and Scared of Heights.
Is she?
Ray, what did we think of this track?
Very bland, very generic. a bit forgettable.
It's a bit unusual for Iceland because normally they're quite distinguished, quirky, and a little bit extra.
Yeah. I've got to admit, I thought that was a little flat. It was a shame, but
yeah, it's just very unoriginal. I've heard stuff like that before, and wasn't impressed.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll move on to the moment while we wait for Ireland, Bambi Thug, and Doomsday Blue. Now, this was a breath of fresh air. That's Bambi the name of the artist, Bambi Thug, and the song's called Doomsday Blue.
So that's the gothic, fairy, gremlin.
Yep.
Yeah, they're basically non-binary, very vampiric, very the show they put on was absolutely amazing. And I think I heard that they actually have a screaming coach because they do a lot of screaming in the song. So they want to make sure that they keep their voice fresh and they don't ruin it by like screaming too much. But they did an absolutely amazing job, and the whole show was very freaky. And I love how it's sort of they went sort of quite witchy, and then when they did that sort of chorus bit where it was a bit softer, and they really knew how to work the staging. So very impressed with Ireland this year.
I'm looking forward to it.
And there's even rumors it might be like a front runner for a potential win because the fans are absolutely loving it. Just a case of whether the juries are going to love it enough, but yeah.
So
I said it in the night.
So definitely potential to be a fan top 10.
I said it in the night. If Ireland
top 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I say, I said it when the first semi-final was on. If Ireland win, that means they'll be back in top with numbers of Eurovision wins. And if Ireland lose, she'll put a curse on you. Yeah,
you sound
couldn't get through without doing Mickey Flanagan.
Why have Mickey Flanagan go to bed? I put a curse on you. Put a curse.
Oh, that was an old Mock the Week thing.
Yeah, sorry.
Right,
going old school.
Speaking of controversy, obviously the next starts alphabetically is Israel, Eden Golan, and Hurricane.
So now, even they go through.
Yeah.
Right,
they are through the final. There has been quite a lot of controversy regarding it, particularly with regards to the use of technology to dampen out the noise of the audience.
What?
Now, obviously, we won't go into sort of political views and things like that, but it is a good. I think it's not being too controversial to say that if it's a song contest, surely you should be judging on the actual performance, not having sort of taken some of the crowd out and taking.
I mean, much as though you can't escape the controversy, I'm a firm believer. No, this is a song contest, and music comes before politics. So, in terms of the actual song, because there's not a lot of ballads this year, this one does stick out. And to be fair, she does sing it very well, and they've got very interesting choreography because it's called Hurricane. There's a lot of spinning and stuff. So if we can just put the politics aside and say subjectively it's a decent song and it's a decent performance. But yeah, obviously there's that big dark cloud hanging over it.
Yeah. Give us something that the juries would like, but unfortunately with the crowd, it's again I'm going back about 20 years when the Britain used to be in the bottom 5 for a good 7 years. And it needed someone like Andrew Lloyd Webber to actually be playing on the piano for them to get extra boost because of him being that famous. But unfortunately, it has gone political in the last 25 years. And it's just we'll just see what happens.
I mean, it's happened before. Remember,
let's
a couple of times. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to because still got loads to cover. Italy, Angelina Mango and La Nola. Yes, that's her name, right?
Angelina, yeah, it's a good song. It's a good song. It's catchy, and Italy's always known for.
I quite like it.
Yeah, Italy's always known for trying up something a bit different, and they've went something quite quirky. But it's we actually studied this in my Italian class a couple of I think last week. I've completely forgot what we were talking about, but yeah, it's a bit no, but it's a good song. I think it's a good message of sort of it has a sort of that sort of angry like scorned woman vibe to it, but no, done it in a really sort of quirky, fun way.
It's not like one of those Italian mothers. It's like, what are you doing to me? Why are you doing this? That's it. So that's my Italian mother impression out the window now.
Yeah. But interesting artwork on the stage as well. Seemed to be sort of really playing into like sort of trees and tangled roots and a lot of the costumes and the staging as well. So
okay.
Yeah, I quite like that, and it gave me my usual one act of the year where I do the gift joke, which I'll do again during the final. So check out our check out my X stream and Facebook and raise Facebook threads for that, because I'll do it again.
I'll look at my instant reaction of
just before we move on to the next one, like I say, we are broadcasting our Eurovision This is the Ouija Warrior Eurovision 2024 preview show. We're broadcasting it on the Ouija Warrior YouTube channel, as well as through Ginger Ale Comedy's Twitch stream. Feel free to send us a comment and say hi to us. Like, Iskra C here there. Hi, Iskra.
Hello, Iskra.
Hello.
Hope you're enjoying the stream. Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll move on to Latvia and Dons. Away the Dons. Hollow.
Not that kind of Dons. Not that kind of Dons.
Okay. Our presenter, Rowland Clark Neal, mentioned Aberdeen at the end of the song, even though I beat him in it by on Twitter by a minute, which he probably nicked. So
I've heard him mentioned quite a few times, courtesy of Graham Norton, if he's still doing it.
I'm going to flame him until he does. Right. But yeah, what do you think of Hollow by Dons?
Well, because there's a lot of up-tempo songs, a ballad like this does stick out a bit. He seems to be he performs with a lot of emotion. So he does give a very emotional performance. And he kept the staging very simplistic. So it stands out because it's a ballad. And for me personally, it's one of those sort of quite mid-level ones. Like, I like it, but there's better ones this year.
Fair enough. Well, like I said the night, it's very rare to see Dons qualifying for a final, so it's nice to see.
Very rare Latvia qualifying for a final. So.
Let it go.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Okay, next we've got Lithuania, Sylvester Belt and Luke Telk again. One song
We are the winners. Oh, okay. No, hang on.
No, wrong year.
Wrong year. Sorry.
I really like this one. Yeah, I really like this one. I think it's really catchy, and he really gives a good, energetic performance. Plus, he really likes to play with the lighting effects of. It's almost like his jacket changes color with all the different changing lights. So it's but I don't think he should be called Sylvester Belt. I think he should be called Sylvester Noseclip.
Fair enough.
But that is kind of like his trademark, that little thing there. But
I saw that. It's very noticeable.
Yeah, but it's funky. I like it, and I hope Lithuania does well this year.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Because they're this decade they've actually really come on in leaps and bounds. Like last decade, I would have said they were the weakest country in Eurovision. This decade, they're absolutely storming it.
Well, when was the last time a country from the Balkans won Eurovision?
2002 when Latvia won for. Yeah. Lithuania is the only Baltic nation that hasn't won yet.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
See what happens.
Speaking of long stalwart nations, next was Luxembourg with Tally and Fighter. Now, got to admit, Luxembourg came back strong this year.
Yeah. It's a really catchy one, and she knows how to really work the stage in her favor. But I like how that chorus does that. No, I'm a fighter, and then she does that. It's like, oh, that sounds a bit unexpected, but it's quite nice. So yeah, it's
sorry.
It's a nice unexpected twist at the end of the chorus, but overall pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Luxembourg had to pull out the part because like it's been away from Eurovision for so long. They just had to make it like a presence, going right, we're here. Let's get our hands dirty, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right, we'll move on. Malta, Sarah Bonici and Loop. Got to admit, I didn't think much of this when I first heard it, but it's kind of grown on me a little bit.
Yeah, that's the oh my god, yeah, pow kind of one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that.
I'll be honest. Let me take a selfie.
Yeah, that's the only thing I kind of remember about that song is that oh my god bit, where she just turns total Valley Girl.
It's a bit American motifs friendly, but well, people like that sort of thing, so it's not.
There's always one every year because last year was Austria doing who the hell's Edgar?
Yeah, but
all right, we'll move on. Moldova, Natalie Barbu, and In the Middle.
Is she the same Natalie that performed a couple of years ago? She was in like a trio, or I'm gonna think of someone else.
I think she has performed before, but I can't remember exactly when.
Okay, just name rings a bell.
But I think it was a bit boring.
Yeah, it was a very ironically, it was very in the middle of the road.
Yeah. Performance she hit all the right notes, but she just kind of stood there and sort of tried to and then she was very stiff. And then she did that and I was like oh, is that it? And then she brought the violin out and she did like 10 seconds of it, and then that was it. It was like there was so many things that I think there was so much potential there for bringing more to it, and she just didn't.
That's true.
It could be quite interesting for that one because one thing I do find out is that the jurors sometimes love the simplicity and the odd quirkiness. Because you remember when Portugal won, I was like, I didn't really like because like there was nothing. I didn't particularly like his performances, but yet the jurors absolutely loved him and kind of skyrocketed. Could this be a potential juror favorite?
Possibility. Distinct possibility, I would say. Cool. All right, move on. Next, we've got the Netherlands, Just Klein and Europapa. Boy, howdy.
Yeah. It might just be coincidence, but I've had a lot of Dutch people
in the second semi-final.
You were saying, Ray?
I was just going to say I've had a lot of Dutch people in my shop this week, and I've just been telling them how much how catchy their song is this year. And some of them, even though they don't really watch Eurovision, say, "Oh yeah, it's been played, and yeah, we love it." So It has got that sort of love it or hate it kind of feel to it.
It's
Most
very
people absolutely love it. It's catchy as hell, and the guy has got
that during the second.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I think we're getting cross wavelengths.
All right. I was just going to say the guy has got a lot of charisma and he's got a lot of presence on stage, not just because of his massive shoulders.
Then again, there's always one that's always quite quirky and interesting. So I think he might pull in the crowd in a bit for that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the fact that went during the break. They did the whole thing about Eurovision acts that never were, and like ones that failed to win the national selection, and they said like, "Oh, Scooter went and entered Eurovision." You know, oh, that big shouty. Well, look, the sort of 2000s rave stuff, and like they said, oh, they never got picked. I'm like, yeah, they did. They just performed for the Netherlands. I saw them. So, but yeah, I think that'll go the distance. It should be quite interesting.
Yeah,
right.
That's one that's going to be
next. Go ahead, Ray.
I was just going to say, I think that's one that's going to be a favorite with the public. Public are going to absolutely love that one.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's move on. Norway, Gate or Gatti and Ulveham, again, sung in Norwegian.
Yep. That's pronounced Gote.
Gote. Do you beg your pardon?
This is actually one of my favorites. I thought I watched the national final performance, and there was like the performance was pretty much what you saw there, but there was a little bit more to it. There was a lot of like visual art. So they took away a lot of the visual art on the stage performance, but I still thought like vocally that woman has got some really impressive as we would say in Scotland, she's got a good set of pipes on her. She can belt out good notes, and I actually really, really like this one.
Could this potentially be a dark horse then?
I hope so. For me, Croatia and Norway are my two favourites.
Okay.
And I kind of want to back Norway in a sort of back the underdog way.
It was always good to back the dark horse because they tend to either do really well, one way or the other. So yeah, let's hope that Joanna Lumley ranks up those points for us.
Yeah. As I said last night was commenting on it. Bonnie Tyler's gone grunge. Awesome.
Yeah, but I'm guessing you didn't like it. She didn't have it as your.
Sorry, Ray.
I was going to say, you didn't have it as one of your qualifiers? Were you not that keen on it, or?
I didn't think it would get through. Like I said, I didn't. I was on the fence about it. I was sort of teetering between going for them or going for Albania. In the end, decided to go for neither of them. So I was proved wrong, but I'm kind of happy to be proved wrong, to be honest.
Okay, cool, fair enough.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Contest. Speaking of which, next is Poland. It's Luna and the Tower. She likes the moon a lot.
Yeah. Plus, she seems to like chess a lot. This seemed like it would be fitting in like the Queen's Gambit, the musical,
or the musical Chess.
Well, if it was a bit more futuristic. Yeah.
Don't be silly. What do the people who made Chess the musical have anything to do with Eurovision?
But you know who wrote that, because I know them so well.
Oh, Ray.
That's right. Yeah.
No,
I wasn't sure you were just like, oh, that was such a bad joke.
No, it was well staged, and there's a lot of blocking and checkmating, and I've run out of chess puns, so we'll move on. Right.
Yeah, we're getting a bit stalemate.
Right. Portugal next. Holanda and Grito.
Are they singing in their native tongue?
Indeed, they are singing in Portuguese.
I think grito means I shout or I scream.
And does she?
No.
Okay.
No. Would have done better if she did, I think.
Yeah. I'll have to be brutally honest. I found this quite boring.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, just nothing much going for it, and their dancers just basically looked like sort of living sperm.
So, Grandpa, why were you using the Eurovision? Well, you wouldn't believe this. I dressed up a sperm.
Yeah. Yeah, they were just sort of all in white, and they had their heads all covered in like wet white netting, and yeah, they just basically looked like live dancing spunk.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted us to go out sometime.
Yeah.
Time to review yourself.
Okay, well, moving on.
Okay. All right. PG,
okay. Next was San Marino, Megara, and 1111.
San Marino hasn't done much in the Eurovision in the last couple of years, have they?
No.
So is this their mini comeback? See with Luxembourg?
Not really.
No.
Okay, that's right. No, it's crash and burn. That's fine.
No, I think because San Marino's such a small country, they just basically open up. Hey, rest of the world, can one of you come and represent me? It's almost like they get the rejects of all the national finals.
Yeah, because they generally did in this case because the band that represented them were Spanish and they sung in Spanish.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of the song, it's actually not that bad.
It's all right, but like I say, it's literally just, as you say, Ray, they're just they're not big enough to get one of their own, so just go, right, we'll have in other people's cast-offs, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
Not that it doesn't work sometimes, of course.
Yeah.
Celine Dion being a prime example, but...
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah, she did terribly, didn't she?
Oh, yes.
Speaking of which, let's move on. Serbia, Teodora and Ramonda.
Yeah, named after my Sunday name.
Far too many songs in this contest that are about Raymond, right?
Oh, please don't.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Yeah. No, but I don't.
Oh, boo.
I'm still trying to stop my mum from calling me that, but no, I'll always be Raymond to her. But anyway, but she's allowed to be like that because she's my mum. Anyway,
You're
sorry.
Baby.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Again, Ramonda is from the original Serbian language, so again, give it credit. I quite like the song. It was quite
good. Yeah. It's in a year where there's lots of up tempo and lots of bangers. It's nice to have a relaxing, chilled out song to sort of break up the monotony of all the sort of really high energy songs. So
yeah, I agree with that. It can get a bit exhausting after a while.
So I'm not sure what order she's performing in but it would be nice if she sort of came in and sort of broke up with like a run of like high energy songs and just sort of the piece and just sort of brought us sort of down to chill out.
It'd be interesting to be like Ireland, then she's straight after.
Yeah.
To another. And then
I've just checked it. She's in
Windows 95, man.
How do you know that? You got it right.
What?
I've just checked it. She's performing 16th in between Italy, Angelina Mango, and before Finland with no Windows 95 man.
Oh, that's a perfect place to break it. Yeah.
I am seeing something.
I think she secretly had a look at the running order.
No, honestly, I don't. I've got nothing.
No.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So instead of Ireland, I meant Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, Serbia, nice chilled, nice effort.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, next is Slovenia, Raven and Veronica.
Is that the name or the band?
No, she's called Raven. The song's called Veronica.
Yeah.
Is she singing about her girlfriend?
I think she's singing about a goddess called Veronica.
Yeah,
probably
again,
some like
it was done in,
Slavic.
it's done in native Slovene, so it's another natural track, which is good.
Okay.
Yep.
Again, not much more to say in it, sadly, though.
It's not. It's just kind of there. They have nothing hugely special about it. It's not awful. It's just
it's just one of these
ones.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of being there, the next one we'll talk about Spain. Nebulosa with the song Zora. Again, Spain's one of the big five, so automatic entry into the final. But we have seen the live show of it, and I think they figured themselves quite well. I could see it doing all right.
Yeah, I mean the performance is quite revealing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean it gives me sort of 80s synth punk, not synth punk, synth pop vibes. And she does a good job. It's catchy, and the performance is well, it's nice to watch. Yep. I won't say any more.
Definitely a fan favorite.
Yeah, it's I think it's sort of faring sort of about middle ground in terms of like fan reaction to it.
Yeah. Again, I think the big five always struggle because it's like, well, if you're going to be here anyway, then we're probably going to judge you in that. But I don't know. Like I say, I think it's been a good idea to have them actually do the performance during the semi-finals and get people to sort of at least talk about it when you haven't really been subjected to it. Speaking of which, the next one we'll talk about is the host country Sweden with Marcus and Martinez and Unforgettable. Oh, twins in Eurovision, eh?
No,
it never work.
No. It's one of those. The performance is better than the song. I mean, the performance is very visually very impressive. There's a lot of visual sort of computery visual effects. No interesting staging of sort of walking around a sort of narrow corridor. Sort of reminds me of like the movie Tron. And then sort of widens out a bit, and but the song itself it's
there.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few songs this year that have either been a little bit boring or the fact that it's just there.
That's true.
But like I said before, sometimes the ones that are just there or a little bit boring tend to be the jury's favorites.
Yeah.
But again, see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, we'll move on to the last three. Before I do that, I'll just reiterate, this is the Ouija Warrior Eurovision 2024 preview show. We're live on YouTube and streaming simulcastly on the Ginger Ale Comedy Twitch feed. If you're watching the show this evening, feel free to get into contact with us. Drop us a wee message in the comments. If we see any, we'll read them out and say hello to us. See how we're doing. We've got three more of the this year's 37 acts to go through, and then we're going to have our finale with Ray doing the second part of my Who Firm Ovision quiz, and this is where it gets
really well for the
really
last
tough. But before we do that, we've got a few more countries to talk about. This next one is Switzerland with Nemo and the Code. So, Ray, how did you find Nemo?
Hey, see what you did there. I actually found this. The song itself, it's catchy, but it's also got a hidden meaning. It's about their discovery of how they realized they were non-binary.
Oh, cool.
So the song has got a good meaning to it. And when I saw that big disc on stage, I thought, oh, is this just going to be boring? But then when they used it and sort of balanced and ran around on it, I was like, oh god, they have got some good energy. to be able to perform and sort of spin around and balance, they've got good talent. So
it's funny, right? So when you mentioned a big disc, all I thought about was a big disc like the Pink Floyd used to have in the background, and used to like portray stuff on it. But no, if they're actually standing on the disc, then that's fine.
It's like a sort of
balance table,
spinning balance table kind of thing.
Okay.
They use it. So I can totally see why this is one of the favorites to win.
Okay.
And if they do win, I'd be okay with that.
But what's the last time Switzerland won it? Roughly.
Say again?
When was the last time Switzerland won?
Good question.
It must be a good while back.
I think when Celine Dion won.
Celine Dion won, yeah.
1985.
Okay.
1985, Ne partez pas sans moi.
Yeah.
Ne pas sans moi.
Anyway, moving swiftly on before we get a copyright claim. Right, two more acts to talk about. Ukraine with Alona and Jerry Hale and Teresa and Maria. Now, I've got to admit, this is probably my favorite. I love this.
Yeah.
Now,
I can see. Yeah.
Everyone always talk about sort of obviously a couple of years ago, Ukraine beat Sam Ryder and everyone thought, well, he should have really won because he sort of done the public vote. And last year's one didn't sort of captivate people as much. I really, really like this. I mean, maybe it's because I'm quite a big Missy Elliott fan and I like Ukrainian Missy Elliott a lot. She was good.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it's a fusion that shouldn't work of, this very soulful singer singing almost like a hymn and like really singing it passionately. And then this rapper comes in and spits out these lyrics like 100 miles an hour and does a really good job of it. And see, rapping is always a risk in Eurovision, but
if you can pull it off, it's good. And I think you're right. I think it gets marked down heavily, even though in a song like this, it just works. It really did remind me of songs like sort of Get Your Freak On and like even that bit she did, the Moulin Rouge, that everyone really likes. That because that's a like a singy song, but she raps in the middle of it, and everyone says that's great. It just adds to it, and that's what it did. It added to it. So yeah, I'm going to sort of plump for this. Is I hope in an ideal world, I'd like this to win. I don't think it will. Certainly, I think there's sort of other ones that are more fan favorites, but I did like it a lot.
Yeah, I think this is going to be top 5 because I think the fandom really likes this for the reasons. Yeah, what you said. This weird fusion of like soul and rap, which shouldn't work, but it does. And there was something about the performance that were really like the way she sang was just really kind of passionate. And I mean, I don't think it will, but if it does win, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, definitely.
See what happens.
Right. So finally, our own Ole Alexander and Dizzy, United Kingdom's entry. Got to admit, it's all right. I think Ole Alexander's a strange choice. It's just sort of like, all right, so you're doing this now. Great. We've not got any singers.
He's done a few like songs in the past, and they may not be as famous as his acts and stuff that he's done like Channel 4 or anything like that. For those for those in the outside world, Channel 4 is like one of our mainstream programs that channels we tend to watch. But he is a good all rounder. I think he'll do okay, not great, but okay.
Yeah, I think this is one of those where the song is listenable. It's but I think he sells it on the performance. Like I saw the way they staged it was really interesting. Like having the camera upside down for a bit, and then getting the male dancers and they're spinning around, and it just looked like a gay Saw movie. The whole bathroom tiles and everything. So. I love that he's kind of really.
It's like it's this sort of shower unit that looks the same upside down, so does the railway rocks.
Yeah, I just love how he's kind of amped up the campness of it. He's amped the camp.
Yeah, did very much remind
up in the camp. Do we ever do that?
No, no, but yeah, but he's, yeah, like some like right wing places have like criticized it. Oh, it's
not
too
necessarily
gay.
Camp, it did remind me of
and I just say,
get a shower
make it more gay.
Yeah, make it more gay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, don't whip their trousers down and everything, but.
Listen, like if that other performance is as revealing as you say it is, then they don't have to worry about doing that.
Yeah. Besides, we've also already got Croatia rimming Tim, so
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've been saying that joke a lot.
What is it for 37? That is it for 37 acts. We'll put the sort of ticker the page again sort of later on. But to finish off, we are going to do the second part of my fantastic Who Firm Vision quiz. For those of you who missed the first part, the reason we're doing this is not only is the Eurovision final tomorrow night, it is also the season 1 premiere of Doctor Who and the Old Firm Derby during the day. So because of this sort of lethal amount of bizzle, what we're going to do is we've got our two contestants who've tested on all things Eurovision, Doctor Who and Old Firm. We're going to play John Carruthers, who kindly agreed to do the Sync quiz earlier on after this broadcast. That'll be simulcast on the Ouija Warrior pages and the Ginger Comedy Twitch page. So you'll be able to find out who got the most points and won, and we'll reveal that result when we do the Eurovision 2024 post-mortem in the week following the Eurovision Song Contest. The way that'll work is we're going to have our fantastic expert Ray Fordyce take us through the entire show and what happened in all the performances. Plus, we're going to have reactions from my lovely wife, Miss Debbie Stephen, as we did last year. Isn't she lovely?
Isn't she lovely?
Wonderful. Don't copyright tag. Stop it.
Cha. Okay. Back to normal.
Right. So, Ray,
yes.
The way this round works, it's called What's Another Year? Guess what I named it after. What we're going to do is you can see 6 years on the screen there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can tell you that for each of these years, Celtic and Rangers competed against each other in the Scottish Cup final. There was also, obviously, a clear winner of Eurovision. And for each of these years, one person played the character of the Doctor in Doctor Who. So, the way this works is, you can go through them in any order you want, but for 1 point, you need to tell me which country won Eurovision in that year.
Mm-hmm.
For 3 points, I want to know which country won Eurovision and who won the cup final, bearing in mind that I just want the result after 90 minutes, so it could have ended a draw. To give you a bit of a clue, pre-1980 cup finals went to replays. Post-1980, they went to extra time. But either way, it could be this case in the 90 minutes that the game ended a complete draw. And also want to tell you who was currently in their tenure as the Doctor during the year in question. So, potential 30. If you get all three of them correct, I'll give you 5 points. There's a potential 30 points up for grabs here.
Right.
All right, Ray. Okay. So, it's up to you. Which year do you want to go first?
Right.
At least there was none in the 50s.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, there's a reason for that. Doctor Who didn't exist before in the 50s, so which is a bit of a clue already. So
right. Okay. Right. Well, started 1963.
Okay, so the earliest one. Okay, so which country won in 1963?
I think that might have been us with. I think that might have been Sandy Shaw's year. Puppet on a String.
Okay.
No, but I'm going to put it as my answer anyway.
All right. Who do you think won the cup final? Bear in mind it could then have ended a draw.
And it's between Rangers and Celtic.
Yeah.
Yes. All the Scottish Cup finals in these 6 years were between Celtic and Rangers.
Right, okay. Just Rangers.
Okay. And who was the doctor at the time?
Was that Patrick Troughton or Troughton or whatever he's?
Okay, right. Well, I hate to tell you, but it's a 0 out of 3 to start off with.
Hey!
Oh.
William Hartnell was the doctor. It was
it was one or the other.
Doctor Who started in 1963. So
right. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the answer there.
It was Hartnell or Troughton.
The Scottish Cup final and the Scottish Cup final actually ended a draw. They had to do a replay.
Okay.
And Denmark won the Eurovision Song Contest in 1963.
Right.
Just try and pull up the winners. God. Okay, while I'm doing that, pick another year.
Right. 1977 is screaming to me.
1977.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Okay, so Eurovision country winner then first, please.
I think that one was Brotherhood of Man, so that would have been the UK. Kisses, Save Your Kisses for Me.
Okay, who won the cup final?
I'm going to say that was another draw.
I don't know either.
Yeah, just taking a stab in the dark. Yeah.
And who was the doctor at the time in 1977?
I think that was Tom Baker.
Right. Well, at least you have 1 out of 3 right this time, so I can give you a point for that. In 1977, the winner was actually France with Miri Miriam with L'Oiseau et l'Enfant.
L'Oiseau et l'Enfant. I thought that was the ERB one. Oh, well.
Save Your Kisses for Me actually won in 1976.
You were close.
Close, yeah.
Celtic won the Scottish Cup final in 1977. And you were correct. Tom Baker was the doctor at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 point out of 6 so far. Well, out of 10 so far. So, yeah, you really need to buck your ideas up, Ray. Come on.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yep.
Just for interest, Denmark won in 1963 with Danse Vis by Greta and Jørgen Ingman, just for your reference.
Was that the one that had the controversial long kiss at the end?
Probably.
Right. All right, yeah.
Right. Go on. You got 4 years. You can make this back up. Come on. Let's.
1971.
1971. Okie dokie. Right. Who won in 1971? Country, please. I'll give you a clue. Don't go too regular.
Was that Monaco? You said don't go too regular, and I think it was one of the years Monaco.
Well done.
Yes.
Yeah, Severine for Monaco with Un Bankun Arbonru. So well done. Okay. Can you get the 3? How did the cup final finish?
Celtic.
It was a draw. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I will see.
Who was the doctor?
I don't think that was
1971, remember?
Yeah. So I don't think that was quite when Tom Baker started, but he was before
So
Tom.
who would be before him?
Was that Patrick Troughton? I think that was Patrick Troughton. William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton. Or was there something else before that? Oh no, would it have been John Pertwee?
Yes, well done. I'll give you that.
Hey.
John Pertwee started as the Doctor in the 70s, so it was John Pertwee's era there.
Okay.
Well done. Okay, so 3 points. Calling it back. You are calling it back.
Sorry, right. Right, so did it do 1973?
You haven't done 1973. Do you want to go for that next?
Oh, I might as well, yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. So when? Oh, yeah.
Winner of country winner of Eurovision. Oh, we've got our fan favourite in Juice Klein for the win, I think.
Yep.
FS. Thank you for viewing FS. We'll keep our fingers crossed for.
Yeah.
It's probably, hopefully, it's probably those folk you got into your shop during the week.
Oh, might have been, yeah.
Yeah, they're stalking you.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. It's 1973. I think Luxembourg won. I think that was Poopy to see a song.
Yes.
Yeah, correct. Yes, correct. Luxembourg won. Under David and Tutti Riconetra.
Yep.
Okay. The cup final results.
Well, let's try this one as Celtic.
Rangers, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
And,
at least they won one.
Yeah.
There's won quite a few more than that. And the current Doctor at the time.
Oh, right. Now, was that the crossover between Pertwee and Baker?
Well, I can tell you that, like I say, they had the tenure for the entire year. We've double checked that.
All right. So, Baker.
Pertwee.
Because I knew Tom Baker was Doctor Who for a long time.
He was the Doctor for the longest, but he only took over in 1974. And then
it was a year out.
Right. I hope I've got that right, otherwise I'm going to get a lot of complaints when people see the stream. Okay, You've got 2 years left to pick from. What would you like next?
Well, let's go like 1980.
1980. All right. Yep. Right. If you don't get this, then quite frankly, John deserves to win the quiz. Which which country won Eurovision in 1980?
1980.
What the fuck?
1980.
I've one idea, but
what's that? What's the idea? Oh, you have an idea.
I have an idea if you want it, but I don't want to say just in case it is or it isn't.
No helping. John had to do it on his own.
France.
Oh my god.
Can I say what it might be?
Yeah.
Bucks Fizz?
No, that was the year after.
That was 1981.
Oh,
I can't believe you didn't get this. So thinking about it, where did Bucks Fizz win Eurovision?
Oh no, that was Ireland. That was Johnny Logan's first year.
No. Had your chance. Yes. Johnny Logan. What's another year? 1980. Oh, mate.
I don't know why I had that in my head. It was 1979.
No.
Hey, at least I was 1 year out. That's not too bad for me.
Oh.
1979 was Milk and Honey. Hallelujah. Israel.
Oh God, yeah. That's one of my favorites from Israel.
All right. Yeah. Well, no. Ray, disappointed. Right. Hopefully you can call it back. Scottish Cup final results.
Oh, draw. I don't care.
Correct. Funnily enough.
Yay!
You call this contest because of cup final results. It'll be a travesty of Finland proportions. Right. Okay. All right. So for possible 3 points, who was the doctor in the 1980?
Tom Baker was still top doctor at that time.
You are correct. Well done.
I thought it was the other one. I thought it was Davidson.
Right. So only one left. The year is 1989.
1989.
So who won the Eurovision Song Contest? Again, I'll be nice to you. Don't think about the more well-known countries for winning anyway.
I think that was the one and only time Yugoslavia won.
You are correct. Well done.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah, that's right. It's Riva and
interesting. They're the
Yugoslavia.
only country that's won and can never win again.
That's true.
Unless, Yugoslavia reunites, of course. But
okay. Can you finally get 3 out of 3? Who won the cup final?
Celtic.
Yes.
Yay!
Woo-hoo! Right.
One more.
Okay. Last one.
Right.
1989. Who was the doctor?
I'm going to take a punt. That was Sylvester McCoy.
Oh, Ray. You're right. Well done.
Yay!
Yay!
1989, full points.
Got to admit, you pulled it at the end. Well done.
Yeah.
I will forgive you for not getting Johnny Logan because that I thought that would be your turn.
I don't know what, I had that in my head. It was 79 he won, but then I remembered when you remind me it was Gali Atari and Milk and Honey. I should have known that because that is like one. Yeah, it's up there with Toy as my 2 favorite Israeli songs. Right.
So at the end of that, possible 30, you got 13, which means your total score out of 45 is 26, which, got to admit, over halfway is not bad at all. That is well deserved. So well done, Mr. Rayford Dice.
Hey.
Yeah. Considering the football ones were all total guesses, but thank you.
Well, that's pretty much this.
I the fact that why you went Rangers, I was like, correct, you went.
Yeah. Yeah, probably shouldn't have.
That's pretty much the case with John as well. Which, as I say, we'll try and broadcast John's crack at the quiz after this broadcast comes to an end, and hopefully, when we do the burn down, we can crown our. And I'll say that title one more time just to get it completely out of my system. Crown the title of our Who Firm Eurovision quiz contest. That'll be good. So, right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for the last hour and 3/4. We had a lot of fun. Very quickly, who's your pick for winning Eurovision on Saturday?
Croatia.
Debs?
Just because I like the idea for, I'm going to say Ireland.
Okay. I'll keep the flag flying for the Ukraine to win it, just because, like I say, I'm judging it purely in the song and I love it. But as we know in previous years, anything can happen. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Please come back to the Ouija Warrior and all the Fine Ginger Media Limited podcasts, but particularly us for when we do our burn down post-mortem of the Eurovision Song Contest 2024 next week. And then, Debbie, Ray, it's been an absolute pleasure having you.
Thank you. And may the best song win tomorrow.
Thank you for bearing with me, and thank you for bearing with this new live medium. And we'll see you again soon. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.